yes, no?
Yeah, we get these long-term injuries. We just wait till the last. You'll get checked out one more time by the doctors before we get them cleared.
And then on the goaltender front, you guys have Bob, they have Vasilevsky. Just the advantage, the benefit of having a veteran goaltender who's been through the playoffs, knows what to take. How much of a benefit is that for a team in the playoffs?
Well, they both won, so and been really integral parts of the winning. And the real benefit from the coach's point of view is that there's no point of your day wondering who you're starting. Yeah, and that's not true. I mean, there's lots of examples or over the course of time in coaching where you're going into playoff games and you spend an awful lot of time wondering who the right guy to put in the net is. So that's just a big chunk of time that you don't have to process.
Cameras over here. Just real quick, with Matthew Tkachuk, let's just say he does come in. What kind of boost does a guy like that, after not being in the lineup for 2 months, give the Florida Panthers?
Well, he's our second leading scorer. I don't know if that was true by the end of the year, but he's a plus point a game guy for a team that's going to be considerably behind the other team in goals for. So just from an offensive point of view, and there are your leadership group, that core. They're leaders for a reason. It's not just with all of them; it's their presence in the room, but their presence in the game. And Matthew's strength. The obvious is his hands and his understanding, but his emotional understanding of the game when the team needs a bark, when it needs a funny line, when it needs a hit, whatever it needs, he has a great understanding. He just rarely makes a mistake on that. He can sense the game incredibly well, and those guys are very, very valuable on the road, vocal players. So leader, there's just these guys. You take any one of these top end guys out of the team, and they're just different.
You guys were just here a week ago. Does this trip feel a little bit different a week later?
Yeah, I don't remember that last one for the most part. Like, it was, we were at the end of, we were bleary-eyed coming into that one, and I think both teams were pretty much happy to get it over with and move on. So we're after it again. This feels far more like last year at this time. You're coming in, weather's great. Flight was a half hour. You barely had time to get to eat and back the way it should be.
With Mackey, obviously his first full season in the NHL, his first time playing in the playoffs. Just, is there any advice that you or any other coaches give him about just what it's like to be in this environment and play in this environment?
Our theme over the year, over the entire season, is we talk an awful lot about playoff hockey. It's how we try to build our game to that end. So we don't want to have to say something to Mackey that he's never heard before. Hey, this is playoffs. Now we really want you to try that cross-ice pass on your backhand. This is a perfect time to bring it out. So that line's not coming out. All we're looking for and we'll say the first game, and you reserve the right to make adjustments in our lineup, and because of the way our fourth line's structured, I got 2 guys that played in our top 9 on that fourth line. There's always the chance of movement. But all you're looking for from a young player in the first game is you'll be expecting a certain amount of a possibly lack of processing time. This game just gets so much faster, and you can't explain it to a guy till he gets out there how much. Yeah, the physicality gets noted, but for me, it's the game speed of decisions, and you're looking for his third period to be faster than his first. That's all. And if you can see that in his game, then you got a player.
Coach, what can you say about the way Bob kind of elevates his game when the stakes are higher? I mean, tonight the atmosphere is going to be crazy.
Yeah. I think it's true of both teams, right? This is a unique series, and both teams have had great recent success. They both have elite players, one in both goal, and that ability to elevate their game is already proven by the success of the teams. Your best players have to play their best hockey at this time of year for you to have success. So now it's just routine for them. I think they've got their routines. They've got their energy level markers. They know when they're wired, when they should be wired, and they look forward to it. I think as these players, as they get older, they appreciate it more. There's more even intensity, but an enjoyment of it. You know, Sergei's having fun in the net. this morning. And he does most morning skates now. He kind of lets that be his time where he has a little bit of fun. And then game time, he'll be on.
Hello, Paul. This series went to the next level in the first playoff meeting in 2021. You were probably watching then, and now you're in it for the second time. You've been involved in a lot of rivalries. What's your impression now of this unique Florida battle?
I did watch it. I watched the first two Florida-Tampa series in the 2 years really, really closely. The routine that I've kind of used over the years is that you made the playoffs or you got beat. You'd be in such a bad mood, right? The idea, like, you don't make the playoffs, it's like you don't get invited to this really good party, but you get to stand outside the window and watch everybody else. Well, I just can't do that. So what I do is I wait till August, and then I'll go back and I'll watch whoever wins the Stanley Cup. I'll watch every playoff game because it gives you an idea of what they're good at. My first, it was an incredible series, the very first one, and that's where I kind of discovered Carter Verhaeghe. Really didn't know him. You play in the East, you see each other once a year. Oh my God, was he good in that series? And then watched the next year before I came in, and you start to look at things that Tampa was doing to Florida that caused them an awful lot of problems. Power play was one of them. But so when I came in, I kind of had a pretty good understanding of this Tampa-Florida rivalry. We are almost identical systematically. And then we would be at opposite ends of the spectrum from a style point of view. So in my head, it works. The systems are what you run when you don't have the puck, and the style of game that you play is when you do have the puck. So there's so many similarities systematically between the two teams, but then the style is completely different, and that will be the tell of the series. I think you can almost saw off the systems, and then who can impose their will and style.
Thank you, Coach. Thanks very much.
Okay.